And that's exactly what we thought we should start off the serious sessions with. And for that we have invited Curran, who is the CTO and partner at Diamond Consultant and the author of CIO Dashboards. He's also the editor of CIO Dashboards. He is the firm's Chief Technology Officer, Diamond Consultants. He works closely with the senior management on their most complex and strategic technology issues, helping to prioritize and align technology investments, define the IT organization, deploy technology governance and management practices, and develop business and technical architectures. He spearheads Diamond's Digital IQ study, in which 456 C-level business and technology executives expressed their beliefs about IT's role in economic competition. A sought-after speaker and a thought leader, Chris regularly contributes to a variety of industry journals, including the CIO Leadership Forum, CIO Insight, Investors Business Daily, Baseline, Information Week, Insurance and Technology, and I'm hoping from now on, the CTO Forum. Let me please invite Mr. Chris Curran on stage. We've already introduced him before. He's the winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award. Let me also invite Pravir Vohra, a good friend, and the Group CTO of ICICI Bank on stage. They will help talk and discuss cases, best practices that will help you set the agenda for 2010 to 2015. Let me first invite Chris on stage.
3 opportunities. 1, I haven't sailed across the world. 2, I'm not a government minister. And 3, I'm not a dancer. So I have those 3 things to work into my favor here. Come on, a few more chuckles than that. I know you're a little tired here. Okay, so my name is Chris Curran, and I'm a partner and CTO at Diamond. And my role is really leading our technology consulting practice. So I've had about a little more than 20 years of experience working with CIOs and CTOs like yourselves. And what I'm hoping to do this evening is 2 things. 1, share a little bit about some of the research that we're doing. I mentioned earlier this Diamond Digital IQ study, but some of you responded to a survey we sent out. And so what I'd like to do is show you some of the results from that survey, both the North America, UK conduct of the survey, as well as your responses to compare and contrast some of the perspectives that we've gathered. And these perspectives are both business and IT perspectives. So as our mission here this week is to explore the transformational nature of IT, I thought it would make sense to bring some of that data to you to show you how people across the world are viewing technology, both strategically and more from an operational and tactical perspective. So we'll do that. And then using that data and some of the results, what I hope to do is prioritize and propose to you a list of priorities or ideas that you can take into your planning cycles for 2010 and beyond. I think the making or keeping technology transformational is an interesting topic, and I think it's somewhat unfortunate that we keep bringing that topic to the front. It'd be nice to be able to just check it off and say, technology is transformational and everybody believes it, let's move on to the next problem. But for some reason we keep coming back to it. And I think that we need to take an opportunity to, as Neil said, make these challenges into opportunities. And I would give you a quote that I thought was pretty relevant. Change will not come if we wait for some other person or some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek. This was said during the US presidential campaign by Barack Obama. This isn't a political statement, but I thought it was a pretty relevant quote for us here today. I'm also joined here by Rajesh Balraman, who's our India technology practice lead, and ask you to reach out to Rajesh or myself later on during the week. All right, let's see. Okay, So, I mentioned briefly what we're going to talk about, a perspective on where we are, driven by some data from this digital IQ study. Then I'm going to talk a little bit about some priorities that you might want to take out of this data. Hopefully you'll share some of the ideas here, and maybe you'll take one or two of the ideas back into your treasure chest with you, make it your own. And then we'll spend a little bit of time at the end, time permitting, looking beyond next year and some of the issues that we see coming down the pipe that you might already be dealing with or that you're starting to think about getting ahead of. Okay, so this digital IQ study surveys 450 some odd business and IT leaders, half and half, across about 20 industries. The base survey that we've done has been done for the last 2 years. We're starting the third year now. Hopefully going to broaden the geographic base for this data. But for now, it's North America, UK, and a few international, certainly a lot of multinationals, but US based. And then I've supplemented that with some responses that you all provided with a request that came out a couple weeks ago. The data goes across 3 categories. First, strategy and alignment. Second is the design and planning to connect the strategy into implementation. And then the final one is around getting work done. So I've slimmed down the survey from about 30 or 40 questions into about 10 that we asked each of you, and I'll present that to you. I think it's important to talk about these at the same time in a holistic way, because I believe that these 3 capabilities for an IT leader are required and linked together to connect what's on the front end, the business strategy, business needs, all the way through to value. If you just take one, you really can't complete a full picture of sort of IT's leadership mission. So the first question that we ask on the survey that we have the last couple of years and that we ask you is perspective on IT's mission, that it's strategic in nature and viewed as such. So what we have here is somewhere in the 80 or 90% in the positive feeling here around technology strategic importance in the organization. So I think that's something that is consistent across the survey results, but as you'll see, your respondents, which are the lighter blue color there, if you can see in the back, I hope you can, that you're somewhere lagging behind a little bit the North America, UK responses. And based on the research that I've done to date, it seems to make sense that you all have been very tightly focused on cost containment and managing year to year, and I would suspect that that's probably consistent with this data. What I think is also interesting here is that the CIO responses and the IT leader responses of totally agreeing that IT as a strategic player in the business are not higher. You know, I would hope that at some point in our future we would have all of our technology leaders saying that it was strategically important, and they really, really agreed to that. I suspect that some of this comes from the balance of the reality of the organization and the desire of the organization. That there's probably some trade-offs in the way that people responded here. But I think this is some interesting, telling information. Okay. The second piece of data here that talks about the strategic use of information technology is around innovation and IT's role in innovation. This question deals with how explicit is the innovation capability or function in an organization. On one hand, we have the formal group within IT. So IT has a function called innovation, for example, that has full-time dedicated people who are working on however you define innovation. On the other hand, we have no formal innovation function. I think the important thing here is that there are dedicated resources that are lined up to think beyond the day in and day out planning. We'll get into a little bit more later about some ideas around innovation.